We've explored the concept of the Dropshot rig and walked through the ideal gear setup. Now it's time to fish it, how to detect bites and handle them properly. All right, now let's take a closer look at how to fish the Dropshot rig. This isn't a moving style setup where you constantly retrieve the lure. Instead, it's designed to stay in one spot, where you expect a bite, and give the worm subtle, controlled movement. That's why it's better suited for targeting specific areas than for searching wide zones. After casting, watch your line. When it stops sinking, the sinker has reached the bottom. At that point, hold your rod around the 10 o'clock position, and then make line tension. This angle helps the worm hover naturally just above the bottom. Keep the leader length roughly 1 to 1.5 feet. You don't need to make it longer just because the water's deep. As we covered in the basics, the worm's actual height off the bottom isn't set by your leader length, except when the rig is hanging straight down. What matters is how high you want the worm to sit. Too long, and casting becomes difficult. Too short, and the presentation suffers. The most important part is maintaining line tension. If the line is too slack, you won't feel the bite, even if the fish grabs and lets go. But tension doesn't mean pulling the line tight like a steel cable. You just want the line gently aligned, enough that the sinker stays in place, and the rod, line, and sinker form a straight connection. If you can feel the worm's movement through your fingers, the tension is about right. The main action is called shaking. Use small wrist movements to make the worm tremble while the sinker stays fixed. You're not trying to make a big splash, just a subtle vibration. After shaking, pause. That's the stay phase. It gives the fish time to react. Even while staying still, the worm holds a horizontal posture thanks to the Dropshot knot. In colder water, it's better to extend the stay time. Fish tend to be less active, so giving them more time to inspect the bait can make a difference. Bites usually happen in 2 moments. 1, during the fall, when the line moves sideways instead of straight down. 2, during the stay, when you feel a light tap or tick. That's the kind of bite you're more likely to catch with a sensitive setup. When setting the hook, you don't need a hard swing. With a Dropshot hook, a firm pull or a steady increase in tension is usually enough. But if the hook is thick or not very sharp, a stronger hook set may help. After that, keep the tension steady to prevent the hook from slipping out. Finally, it's worth being efficient. If you feel you've passed the strike zone, it's often better to reel in and reset. Rather than fishing every inch of water, try focusing on the areas where bites are more likely. That's what makes the Dropshot rig so effective. And here's a tip. When landing a struggling fish, grab the sinker, not the line. It keeps the rig from spinning and twisting your leader, because once it tangles badly, it's a real headache to fix. And one more thing, Dropshot hooks have an open design. The hook point stays exposed, unlike wide-gap hooks that hide it inside the bait. Without steady line tension, they often snag when touching bottom structure. Keeping the line taut helps keep the hook suspended and ready for the bite. We've just broken down the Dropshot rig from top to bottom, how it works, why it matters, and how to master it. Dropshot was how I first learned bass fishing, and even now, it remains one of the most powerful and reliable techniques out there. If you found this video helpful, please hit that subscribe button. And if you have any questions or thoughts, feel free to leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for tuning in, and good luck fishing out there.